it going? Thanks for tuning in. We love you so. Your human buddy Sam and his teddy friend. This is hello. The song's almost over. It's about to end. Let's start the show. Cahn Solo Podcast. It blows my mind sometimes to think about how I've managed to survive this long without either getting seriously injured or killed yet, because of how, I'm not going to say I'm stupid. I mean, I am, but I'm either ill-informed about something, or I'm just not knowledgeable about it. I was cleaning my ice maker a couple hours ago, and I do this every couple of weeks, mind you. I clean the inside and I wipe off the outside, but I never go underneath where the drain plug is. But for some reason, I checked under where the drain plug was, and I saw this yellow spongy mold, like surrounding the drain plug. And I was like, oh, that's gross. I better clean that. So I put the ice maker by the on the kitchen counter, took a paper towel, dipped it in vinegar, wiped it, didn't come off. So did it again, didn't come off. So I thought, all right, this is really stuck on there. I'm gonna let it soak. So dip a third paper towel in the vinegar, put it underneath, duct tape it, and let it soak for like 25 minutes. Come back, nothing, not coming off. So I took a fork and I thought to scrape it, and it was really, nothing was happening. Got a small little chunk off, but that was it. Everything else was just, I was picking at it and nothing. So I turn it around so it's hanging over the counter, and I look underneath it. I get underneath it, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, what is going on with this? What kind of mold is stuck on this? It's an ice maker. Like, what kind of mold? It's water. This shouldn't be happening. Take a fork at it again, and it starts to finally, I'm putting some elbow grease into this, and it finally starts to like flake off, and I'm like, oh, good, finally. And then I see it's like wedged up where the little opening of the plug is, and I thought, okay, this might not be mold after all. This might be insulation. So I took a picture and I texted my youngest brother, who would be knowledgeable in this, and said, hey, I'm cleaning the ice maker. I saw this spongy yellow shit around the drain plug. I tried to clean it off, and as you can see, I like scraped at it, and it's a mess now. And right when I hit send, I was like, oh yeah, this is insulation. So I wrote back, I think it's insulation, and he at the same time texted me back, it's insulation. So I was playing with the insulation for whatever, an hour. I had gloves on, so because I thought it was mold, so that was good. But regardless, I had my face pretty close there. I don't know, can you put your face close to insulation like that without a mask? I don't know. And then can you soak it in vinegar? Is that going to be a problem? I don't know. I'm fine, I think. I'm okay so far. Maybe as the episode goes on, I'll feel it, but I just like, I don't know. There's so many, like a couple months ago, I was watching a TikTok that changed and saved my life, of a guy who was duetting a video of this woman cleaning her bathroom, mixing all these cleaning agents together, and he duetted the video, and he was like, hey, stop doing that. You're making mustard gas. And when I watched the video, I was like, hey, that's me. I also did that. I know you're not supposed to, mix a whole bunch of chemicals together, but I thought, like, yeah, if you pour Comet in the toilet and then you put some scrubbing Mr. Bubbles or whatever on top of it, and then, add a little of the Lysol liquid shit. Yeah, it's good. I'm sure. I don't know. I nothing bad happened, but was it a matter of time before something did? Like, I've been doing that for a long time, and I don't know. It's just scary to think, like, all the times that I'll do something and then I'll read about it or I'll see a video and it's like, hey, you shouldn't, don't be doing that. And it's like, did it already do something to my brain though? Stu? Do I have brain damage, you think? Stu got a new couch. Look at that new couch. My Dayna got my sister Dayna. There you go. There's the installation. My sister Dayna saw this couch at PetSmart of all places, and she texted me. She's like, "Hey, measure Stu's little butt and see if this couch will fit. I wanna send it to you." So he fits on it perfectly, and the timing is great because his couch, it's really falling apart. One of the legs broke off, and I've been trying to super glue it, but it's like felt. I don't think you're supposed to super glue felt. Might be toxic. No, but it doesn't stay. So I use the camera, the battery case, and I just slide it under the leg, and it stays. But without it, it's all wobbly. And he's too big for it. You're too big for this couch, Stu. His little legs hang off the end, and yeah, I feel like this looks better anyway. This is a great little couch. It matches him. He looks more comfortable, and it's like, I don't know. It's him. So, new couch, new introduction, new show. We got a whole new show. We're going to do a fun little thing. By the way, Dayna is so fucking awesome. She's so rad. Like, this is the shit she does. She was at PetSmart and was like, "Oh, I see this thing. I'm thinking of Sam. I'm going to get this thing for him." And she does that with everybody. She does that with all of our siblings and my mom, and she's just awesome. And I was listening to the presidents of the United States of America over the weekend, and I thought of her because she's the one that got me into that band. My brothers too. We love that band so much, and there's so many bands that I listen to because of her. Like, she gave me Let Me Borrow. I just kept for a very long time. Nirvana's live album from, I think it's called From the Muddy Banks of the Wishkah. And that was like my introduction to Nirvana. And God, I was like 12 or 13, maybe 14. But yeah, from there it was like, oh my God, I love this. And she's like, oh, if you love that, you're gonna love the bands that inspired them, like the Pixies and the Breeders, and all these different bands that I've come to just, I love, and it's because of Dayna. Thank you, Dayna. Love you. There was a song that she played by them, the presidents. It was called Kitty. And the song was, if you've never listened to that band, please go listen to them. They're what do you call it? The self-titled album is I think the best album, but it's really fun, and they play all these crazy. They have all these crazy instruments, and the bassist, his name is Chris Balu, I think. He has a bass that only has two strings on it, so it has kind of a fun sound. But anyway, she played this song for us when we were kids. It's called Kitty, and it's about this kitty who this guy finds, and the cat is boring to explain it. Just listen to it. It's a fun song. The cat fucks up his jeans. There you go. But there's a part in the song where he says, "Fuck you, kitty. You're going to spend the night outside." And my brothers and I, we were, 6, 7, 8 years old. And she would always turn up the volume really loud when he would say, "Fuck you." And that was just really cool of her to... That was cool of my teenage sister to play some foul language for her little baby brothers, but it made us feel like we were cool. But, we never repeated that to our mom. So, Mom, if you're listening, I don't think that you are, but if you are, we heard the F word when we were very, very young, and it was because of Dayna. So, maybe take her out of the will. Speaking of Mom, I found my old journal that I thought we would read. We were cleaning all this shit a couple of months ago, and cleaning all the bins full of our family. We're hoarders, and she saved like every paper, and my dad, every paper, everything we ever wrote, every "Hey, I love you, Mom" note that she put on the refrigerator. Usually you throw those away after a little while, but they never threw that stuff away. They kept it, and it's both it's a terrible thing because of the clutter, but it's also very nice because you get to see this stuff again and remember when times were great. Like this journal. The cover came off at one point, but November 15th, 1996. Life was great then, I think, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, I didn't really read everything because there's a lot, but I kind of skimmed through and I was like, oh, this will be a fun thing to do. So we're going to do that and call it a night. And if this is fun, maybe I'll read from this every now and then. And I do have, I think this is from 1996. So I was I was 10. So I guess a fourth grader. Anyway, there's a lot of journals that I found as early as kindergarten where I couldn't really make out what the fuck I was trying to say. But this one, I had really nice handwriting. My handwriting has gotten much worse since this. I'll post the text. I'll take pictures of this and then I'll post the text. I actually had a YouTube video probably 2 years ago where I read from another journal, but hopefully this is just as entertaining. And yeah, like I said, if this is fun, we'll do this again. It'll be it's like past Sam is providing the content for this podcast. So here we go. Ready, Stu? All right. So this is November 15th, 1996. Smoking is very bad for a person. You shouldn't smoke because you can get very sick, get drunk, and worst of all, die. That's true. When I grow up, I'm not going to smoke. I did for 4 years, so sorry about that, Sam. You did quit, though. But if I slip, I'll have someone hide them for 5 months. They can also take my money. It's very specific. But I doubt that will ever happen. I hate smoking. It gives you diseases, kills you, gives you black lungs, and makes you suffer. It doesn't even make sense. A person should know what it can do, so why don't they not smoke at all? That's what smoking is and what it does to you if you smoke. But to me, it's the stupidest thing to do. And I got a little check mark there, which means I did a good job. This thing is like, it's just about to fall apart, so I got to be careful with this. All right. November 20th, 1996. That was my buddy's 10th birthday. In the Time for Kids magazine, it shows the guy who planted the bomb in the Olympic Games year. His name is Richard Jewell. It happened on July 27th, 1996. People were injured, paralyzed, and some were killed. The bomb seriously injured 111 people. I thought it was Roman numerals for some stupid reason. To me, it's stupid to go... I guess that's like my favorite word to say, stupid. To me, it's stupid to go and mess up the Olympics. He could have hurt an Olympic player. He was a suspect 2 days after the bombing. Cops tracked him down. Quote, I felt like a hunted animal, followed constantly, said Jewell. But it was sad how he didn't have a job and wanted to be a policeman. But it turned out he was caught by the police instead. Richard Jewell... Was he... I feel like he was... Was he the bad guy? I thought he ended up being... I don't want to talk too much before I look this up because I might be wrong. I feel like I saw a movie or a documentary where he ended up not being the suspect. Okay. Investigation and media coverage. Exoneration. Based on the evidence developed to date, Richard Jewell is not considered a target of the investigation of the bombing. So this was October 26th, 1996. At a press conference in July 1997, Janet Reno said that she was sorry it happened. We owe him an apology. Okay, so yeah, it doesn't look like he did this. When I read that name, I was like, wait, he didn't do that. So this article that I read must have been like right after the bombing when he was, I guess he was a suspect. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, so good for him. Yeah, he didn't do it. So I actually didn't get a check mark on this. So maybe my teacher was like, hey, we don't know if he did that. All right, moving on. November 24th, 1996. For the next 3 weeks, I'll be busy. I'm doing homework all day. But that's not all. I'm going to the dentist to get braces, maybe. I think I got them around that time. There's a doubt I won't. If I do, I won't be scared. What? If I do, I won't be scared he won't mess up my mouth. His name is Russell Chang. He has over 92 awards. How would I have known that? Then, on Thursday, my family's going to Universal Studios. It will be fun because we've never gone. What? That was the first time that we went? We are dying to go on Jurassic Park. My mom will hang around doing nothing like she always does. We think she's scared. Roasting my mom. She's gonna hang around doing nothing like she always does. Then we are going to my great uncle's birthday. That's what I'm doing for the next 3 weeks. Okay, I guess I'm gonna be that busy. I can't like talk to anyone. I'm gonna get braces, go to Universal, and do homework. Sorry, Mom. All right, next one. Charge of the... Okay, November 25th, 1996. We used to have a thing called the Charge of the Week, which is my teacher would write an inspiring quote on the chalkboard, and we would have to talk about it, so... Okay. The Charge of the Week. You are not worthwhile if you are not doing... means don't be a bum or lazy. Oh. Okay, so the charge of the week was, you are not worthwhile if you are not doing. And I thought that means don't be lazy or a bum. That means don't sit around watching daisies grow. Get a job. Play sports. You shouldn't just lay around in America. In other words, if you want something that costs money, don't sit and wait for it in the mail. Earn money. Buy it. So, if you want a car, don't say, gee, that car should come about now. Get a job and buy it. It may take a while. It may take a day. Just as long as you don't sit around being lazy and not trusted. I got a little check mark for that one. All right, next one. November 26th, 1996. I am thankful for a lot of things. I am thankful for my family, friends, food, school, Boomer, my cats, especially Boots and Clyde, and sports. Boomer was our dog. I don't know why I didn't just say pets. Without those, I wouldn't be important or special. I wouldn't even be anyone. I'd probably be a bum if all this stuff forgot me. But I have it all. On Thanksgiving, I'm really thankful. That day, I'm mostly thankful for my house, my family, food, Boomer, and my bed. That's what I'm most thankful for on Thanksgiving, because all of them put together makes Thanksgiving. I'm excited for Thanksgiving tomorrow. That's everything I'm thankful for, and for tomorrow's holiday, Thanksgiving. You know, I was really bullshitting there. I was clearly just trying to take up space because we had to do a full page. So, what I used to do, I used to make the margins. As we go on, they're gonna get worse. But I used to put 2 inches of space there, so I would have to write less and less. But yeah, I definitely was bullshitting there. Okay, so that was Thanksgiving. December 1st, 1996. When I went to Universal Studios. Good. All right, the old camera shut off, so I can't remember if I said the date. December 1st, 1996. When I went to Universal Studios, I went on the best rides. I went on Jurassic Park, E.T., Back to the Future, and the Tram. On Jurassic Park, you get in a boat and go through dinosaurs trying to eat you. E.T. is safer. You get on 8 bikes and ride through people trying to catch you. But Back to the Future isn't bad. You get in a car and the car moves. That's a hell of an explanation. You try to catch Biff, a teenage kid who steals your car. All he ever says is, butthead. And I censored butt. I put B and then I put 2 little lines. The tram was the best. You get in a four-sized open bus, then you go on adventures. First, King Kong rips you, Jaws almost eats you, a flood hits you, you almost fall off a bridge, and you survive an 8.3 earthquake. It's fun. Can I just say, Universal Studios, Hollywood, anyway, taking out the E.T. ride was such a bad move. I think they replaced it with the Mummy, and I think that might have been replaced by the Transformers ride, Or maybe the mummy's still there. Either way, E.T. is gone. And that was such a great ride. And it was for everybody. I think you could bring an infant on that ride. Probably not, but it was such a sweet ride, and it was so cozy. And who doesn't love E.T.? And it had, I don't even know how to describe the smell. It had this smell. And in the waiting line, you would walk through the forest, and they had all the little E.T., movie props and stuff set out. And it had this, like, there was a mist, and it was just really, I can't even explain it. It was just a fucking awesome time. And the ride itself, it was so, it was magical, dude. Like, if you've been on that ride, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And I can't even put into words how special that ride was. And when I went to Florida in, I think, 2017, they still had the ride there. And it was like, I was trying not to get emotional when I went on the ride, because it took me back to, like, this time when shit was good. And same with the Back to the Future ride. Dude, they replaced it with The Simpsons. And I know, that's a more universal thing that everybody loves, but I don't know. They just shouldn't have done that. I'm sad now. Dude, Universal Studios was just very important to me, just for a lot of reasons. And I could probably do a whole fucking episode on why, but just like the King Kong ride, or not the ride, but the portion on the tram, they changed that, and it's a screen now. And I hate to, like, sound like, a bitter old man, like, oh yeah, back in my day they had the big animatronic, but they did, and it was so, dude, it was so much cooler than they have a tunnel that you go through, and you watch on this screen, like King Kong fighting the dinosaurs, and he jumps over the tram, and then you look on the other side of the screen and you see him. But back then, there was a giant animatronic, and he pulled the tram, and he growled in your face, and he was real. Like, if you could, like, touch him, and he smelled like bananas. I'm not joking. This is a real thing. I don't know how they did it, but they had this aroma that sprayed up, and it smelled like artificial bananas, like the runts, like the candy. And I remember that. I remember the tram part where you go through, like, New York, and there's all this graffiti, and they have, like, breaking news, a reporter on the little TV screen, and King Kong is loose in the city, and I don't know. I'm getting bummed out now. We're gonna keep reading. December 2nd, 1996. We're gonna do two more, and then we're gonna call it a night. All right. Today, Boomer went to school. Boomer was the dog. He was a big white yellow Labrador that we had. I think we got him, like, the year prior in 1995. Today, Boomer went to school. Actually, he got bored and ditched my house. He just broke loose, walked to school like a person, and in seconds, he was a popular kid. I guess he got tired of waiting for his family. He probably meant to look for his family. Me and Ben, that is. Where the fuck is Nate? Why didn't I say Nate? Nate was in school. Nate was like 7. I just left Nate out. Sorry, Nate. Anyway, I felt weird with my dog at school while we were in school. If you can imagine yourself having a nice, not bad day, then all of a sudden, something happens. Lurking through the forest comes Dogzilla. But luckily, Mr. Happy didn't get hit by a car. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm glad we got him back safe. But it happened when I walked out from Spanish. Then I saw a dumb white four-legged small thing. I thought, Sam, he looks familiar, like Boomer. Oh, it ends. That's how it ends. Okay, that was the whole entry. Yeah, my dog, we used to live like 6 houses down from our middle school that we went to from kindergarten through 8th grade. And our dog, Boomer, used to get out. And at the time, you could just go to the school and like go onto the football field, like the big like soccer field or whatever. And we would do that like on the weekends and just go down there and like, you know, play baseball or whatever and take Boomer and have him run around. So when he would escape while we were in school, he would just run down there and he would go run around on the field, and everybody knew who he was because he would get out so often. And also my PE teacher, he lived like 2 or 3 houses down from us, so he knew Boomer. And very, very, I would imagine illegal to do this now, but when he would when he would get down to the school, and if I was at PE, my teacher, I'm gonna say it, yeah, Mr. Kaufman, okay? Yeah, enjoy prison for letting a child off campus. Mr. Kaufman, Eric Kaufman. Anyway, Eric Kaufman would be like, oh yeah, you know, go run down and put Boomer back, and I'll watch you. And you know, it took like 5 minutes for me to run down there and tie him up and come back. But yeah, you could see everything from the field, so he would let us do that. It was really nice. I mean, what else were we supposed to do? Like call the pound? But yeah, Boomer used to do that. He used to get out all the time, and yeah, he managed to do that while we were at PE. I don't know like the timing, but yeah, we would be playing like flag football, and I would just see him run through the little open gate, and you know, all my classmates would be like, Sam, your dog. I'm like, yeah, I see him. Rest in peace, Boomer. He died, by the way. No, he's 28 years old now. All right, last one. December 3rd, 1996. Tomorrow is a Jewish holiday. It's called Hannukah. It's like Christmas, only it lasts 8 nights. It's my favorite holiday. All 8 nights, you open up to 1 to 3 presents. But Christmas, you run toward the tree and open. There's 2 ways to spell it. You can spell it Hannukah or Cannukah. And I definitely was trying to take up space here because I took up quite a few lines doing that. And then my indent is, that's like 3 inches. When my brother Matt and my sister Dayna lived with us, we celebrated both. It's way better than celebrating one. On Hannukah, you light an 8 candle holder thing. Actually, there's 9, counting the shamash. I think that's what it's called. I'm a bad Jew. Like, I think it's called the shamash. It looks like this, and then I drew a little picture. The long stick is the shamash. When you light a candle, you use the shamash. You take it off and light them. And that was it. Yeah, my older brother and my older sister are actually, they're half siblings. So they grew up celebrating Christmas, and then my dad was because he died, was Jewish, and then my 2 younger brothers are also, I guess, were Jews. But we would do, it was very confusing for us because we would have a Christmas tree and the menorah, which was awesome, but also, again, confusing because it was like, you know, you're little Jewish boys and you see this awesome tree and you're like, yeah, this is this is rad. But it's like, well, it's not really for you guys. You get the menorah. You get the little candle holder. But, you know, we got 8 nights of gifts, so that was cool. But yeah, good times. God, they really shouldn't have done that with ET. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna call it a night. Hopefully this wasn't longer than a half hour, but if it went over a little bit, so what? We do what we want here. Yeah, if this was fun, if even 3 of you were like, yeah, do it again, I'll do it again. All right. There's a lot. And I was a funny kid. Some of these things were pretty funny. Not really today, but other journals that I combed through were pretty good. And I had a lot of, there's so much stuff. Like there's artwork and everything, and it's good for me to go through it, double go through it, and then throw it away, because what am I gonna do with this? Yeah, my mom and I were going through it, and you know, she's like, all right, we're gonna go through it and then throw away things and keep things. And I was like, well, I'm gonna go through it again, and then I'll throw it away. So like, what do you do with this? I'm not gonna have kids. Even if I did, they'd probably be like, okay, yeah, this is pretty cool, interesting. And then what? They keep it? They hang on to it forever? It's just stuff. And I already read it. It's on a video. So if I ever want to relive, you know, Boomer getting out or going to Universal Studios, I can just go on YouTube and watch my own videos. That's not depressing at all. Anyway, yeah, that'll do it for us. Stu, did you have anything that you wanted to add? Yeah, I think that would be a pretty fun idea. I'll get a little tiny microphone, and I think that'll work. I'll look on Amazon for that. Thank you to the Patreon trio for the support. Means a lot to us. If you are with family or friends anytime soon, take a moment and take like mental snapshots of that moment. Just kind of take it in. Don't have your phone out. Don't take pictures of them or take video. Just kind of like remember what you're doing at that moment and how good you feel. Because reading about Universal Studios, I remembered that moment, and I was wise enough as a kid to take these mental snapshots, mainly because I didn't have a phone or a camera at the time, so I was forced to remember everything. But it's nice for later on. And if you go to the grocery store this weekend, use a shopping cart, put it back in the shopping cart, return. Okay, thanks. Bye. See you next week.